What if I told you that according to one of the most powerful people in AI, we've already crossed the point of no return? Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, recently made a statement that sent shockwaves through the tech world. He said we're past the event horizon of artificial intelligence development. And get this, he believes AGI, artificial general intelligence, could arrive as soon as 2025. But here's what's really wild. Just 2 years ago, he was saying it might take a decade. So what changed? What does he know that we don't? And more importantly, what happens when machines become smarter than humans in just a few thousand days? Today, we're diving deep into Sam Altman's most recent predictions, his complete timeline for AI's future, and why his latest statements have both excited and terrified the AI community. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Sam Altman's confidence about AGI has accelerated at breakneck speed. In January 2025, he made this bold declaration. We are now confident we know how to build AGI as we have traditionally understood it. That's not wishful thinking. That's a man who believes he has the roadmap. But here's where it gets interesting. OpenAI has created what they call a 5-level framework for AGI development. Level 1 is chatbots. That's where we started with ChatGPT. Level 2 is reasoners. That's what we're seeing with their new O3 model. Level 3 is agents that can take autonomous action. Level 4 is innovators that make scientific discoveries. And Level 5? That's full AGI, systems that can do the work of entire organizations. Altman believes we're already transitioning from Level 2 to Level 3, and the evidence is pretty compelling. Their O3 model just scored 87.5% on something called the RC-AGI benchmark. Now, this isn't just any test. It's specifically designed to measure human-level reasoning. Most researchers have considered 85% to be the AGI threshold. So yeah, we're basically there. But here's the kicker. Altman doesn't think AGI is the finish line. He thinks superintelligence is coming in a few thousand days after that. We're talking about systems that could massively accelerate scientific discovery well beyond what we're capable of doing on our own. His specific timeline? 2025 for AI agents joining the workforce. 2026 for systems that generate genuinely novel insights. 2027 for capable robots in the real world. And the 2030s? That's when things get, well, wildly different. Now, here's where Sam Altman's story takes a surprising turn that most people missed. Back in May 2023, Altman went to Congress and basically begged for regulation. His number one recommendation? A new federal licensing agency for AI safety. He said government intervention would be critical to mitigating the risks of increasingly powerful models. Fast forward to May 2025, and he completely flipped. Same guy, same Congress, totally different message. Now he's warning that requiring government approval for AI software would be disastrous for U.S. technological leadership. The Washington Post called it a striking reversal. But here's what's really concerning. At the same time this regulatory flip was happening, OpenAI disbanded both its super-alignment team and its AGI readiness team. About half of their safety-focused researchers left the company. One former researcher, Jan Leike, warned that safety culture and processes have taken a back seat to shiny products. Despite promising 20% of their computing power to safety research, his team struggled for compute and had difficulty getting crucial research done. Altman's explanation? He believes in iterative deployment, basically learning by doing. Start when the stakes are lower, he says, but when you're racing toward superintelligence, when exactly are the stakes low? Here's something that might keep you up at night. In private meetings with congressional members, Sam Altman said that upwards of 70% of jobs could be eliminated by AI. 70%. Think about that for a second. His public statements are only slightly more diplomatic. Customer support? Already happening. When you call customer support these days, you're probably talking to AI. Entry-level white-collar work? That's next. Current AI is moving from intern that can work for a couple of hours to experienced software engineer that can work for a couple of days. But Altman isn't just predicting job loss, he's trying to solve it. He funded a $60 million universal basic income study, the largest randomized trial of its kind. For 3 years, they gave 1,000 people $1,000 a month to see what would happen. The results were mixed. People had more agency, less alcohol abuse, but minimal improvements in health or job quality. They worked about an hour less per week and mostly used the money for basic needs. But here's Altman's newest idea, and it's fascinating. Universal basic compute. Instead of giving people money, give them computational resources. Like a slice of GPT-7's compute, he says. People could use it, sell it, or donate it. His reasoning? Compute is becoming the currency of the future, and maybe the most precious commodity in the world. Think about it. AI costs are falling 10x every 12 months. That's way faster than Moore's Law. Tasks that once required days of expert work now cost less than $1's worth of compute tokens. But there's another layer to this story that's absolutely crucial. Geopolitics. Altman frames AI development as a battle between democratic AI and authoritarian AI. He warns that authoritarian governments are willing to spend enormous amounts of money to catch up and ultimately overtake us. When asked how close China is to U.S. capabilities, his answer was chilling. It's very hard to say how far ahead we are, but I would say not a huge amount of time. This is why he's pushing back against regulation. He believes heavy oversight would handicap American companies in what he sees as a winner-take-all global race. OpenAI's response? They announced Stargate, a $500 billion AI infrastructure project. Altman called it the most important project of this era and suggested future investments could reach $5 trillion for a cluster. $5 trillion. For context, that's bigger than most countries' entire GDP. Now let's talk about Altman's wildest predictions. And honestly, they sound like science fiction. He believes that by 2035, anyone should be able to marshal the intellectual capacity equivalent to everyone in 2025. Personal AI teams, full of virtual experts, capable of creating almost anything we can imagine. Scientists are already reporting being 2-3 times more productive with current AI. Altman expects this to compound rapidly. Maybe we will go from solving high-energy physics one year to beginning space colonization the next year, he predicts. His vision for 2027? Robots operating entire supply chains, digging minerals, driving trucks, running factories, to build more robots and infrastructure. A self-reinforcing system creating abundance through automated physical production. But here's what's really interesting about Altman's vision. He doesn't think humans become irrelevant. He believes AGI will be the biggest lever ever on human willfulness and will enable individual people to have more impact than ever before, not less. His prediction about how this will feel? We will hit AGI sooner than most people think, and it will matter much less initially. Life continues mostly unchanged in the short term. People still fall in love, create families, get in fights online, hike in nature. The future comes in a way that is impossible to ignore, but through continuous progress rather than dramatic overnight change. So what does all this mean for your life, your career, your future? If Altman's timeline is correct, we're living through the most important technological transition in human history. And it's happening faster than almost anyone predicted. The key insight? This isn't just about technology. It's about power, economics, and what it means to be human in an age of artificial intelligence. Whether you're a student wondering what to study, an entrepreneur thinking about your next venture, or just someone trying to understand where the world is heading, these predictions matter. Because if Sam Altman is right, and his track record suggests we should take him seriously, the world of 2030 will be almost unrecognizable from today. The question isn't whether AI will transform everything. The question is whether we're ready for it. What do you think? Is Altman's timeline realistic, or is he getting carried away by his own company's success? Are you excited or terrified by these predictions? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and honestly, these discussions help me understand how people are processing these massive changes. And if you found this breakdown helpful, consider subscribing. We're living through history right now, and I want to make sure you're prepared for what's coming next. The future is arriving faster than anyone expected. The question is, are you ready for it?